Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Going Places with Abu Micah. If this is your first time watching my videos, welcome to my channel. Happy to have you watching my videos. I'm an immigrant in Canada and I like talking about moving to Canada and living in Canada from an immigrant's perspective. Now, this video is about visiting Canada, the requirements you have to meet in order to get a visa to visit Canada. And specifically, I want to touch on the invitation letter because a lot of people have asked me, hey, I want to visit Canada, but I don't know anybody who can invite me. So can I just visit Canada without an invitation from somebody who lives there? So I'm going to talk about that, and you want to find out more about that, do stay tuned. Right, welcome back. So let's begin now. When you want to visit Canada, guys, you have to submit an application for the visitor visa. Now, your application has to answer with documentary proof three very, very important questions. The first thing your application must address is why you want to visit Canada. Okay, the government wants to know why you want to visit Canada. If you are a citizen of Canada, if you're a permanent resident of Canada, you don't need a reason to enter Canada. Okay? Just show up with your passport, show up with your permanent resident card. No one's going to say, what are you doing here? Just say, hey, welcome home. Okay? But otherwise, if you're not a permanent resident, you're not a citizen, the government wants to know why you want to visit Canada. Okay? So people come for all sorts of reasons. I want to visit friends, visit family. We often get together like Thanksgiving, Christmas, summer vacation, whatever the case may be. So I want to visit my sister, my brother who had a new baby, whatever the case may be. The government just wants to know why. What's your reason for visiting Canada? Okay. Some people come here for shopping. We've got a border with the US. Some people come here for medical treatment. So you should just have a reason for visiting Canada. And you must have a document to show that reason. Okay? You can't just state it on your application that I'm going to be doing this. No. Show the proof. Okay? Now, the second thing the government wants to know is that your trip and stay must be adequately funded. There must be enough money to cover whatever it is that you want to do during your stay. Why? Because visitors to Canada do not have access to public funds. Okay? So you can't access publicly funded healthcare. You can't access publicly funded social assistance programs or publicly funded benefits. Okay? So because of that, you must have your own money when you're visiting Canada. If you need insurance, like health insurance, whatever, there's what's called travel insurance. Okay, it's not mandatory to have it, but in certain circumstances you may be required to show travel insurance. Okay, if you're gonna be staying, let's say in a hotel or whatever, show that you've got the money to pay for your hotel stay for whatever duration of whatever the duration of your visit is. If you are staying at someone's place, then your costs are going to be lower, right? If someone else is funding your trip, they also need to prove that with documents. So, but at the end of the day, the government wants to know that you've got enough money of your own to cover the costs of your trip and your stay. The third thing the government wants to know is that you have got something to leave Canada for at the end of a visit. A visitor is not allowed to live in Canada forever, right? You're a visitor, so you are visiting. If someone is visiting your house and they come in and they just stay forever and they never leave, you are gonna have a problem with that visitor. Okay, you're gonna make life very difficult for them. So similarly, when you're visiting Canada, you are a visitor. Okay, the government wants to know, hey, where do you live? How established are you in your home country or in your country of residence? Because they want to be sure that you've got something to return to. Okay, but just imagine somebody wants to visit your house and they're like, hey, Abu, I want to visit you, spend the night at your house. I'm like, Okay. Um, Now, if that person tells you I've been kicked out by my landlord, I don't have any money, I can't afford my rent, things like that, you'll be like, I don't think this person is going to leave my house, right? Because they'll start saying, hey, can I spend another day? Can I spend another day? Can I spend another night? Okay. So, similarly, the government of Canada wants to know what ties you have to your home country. So, if you apply and say, I don't have a job, I don't have income, I don't have family, I don't have any assets, and you want to visit Canada for a holiday, they'll be like, you don't have anything tying you back to your country. But if you say, hey, I've got properties, I've got assets, I've got a job, stable job, and I love the work that I do, and it's so important, and I'm involved in my community, so I am actively established in my home country. So I'm not gonna just, live in your country illegally forever. So those are the three main requirements you have to meet. Okay, reason for visiting, uh, enough funds for your trip and your stay, and proof that you're gonna leave Canada. Now, if you are coming to Canada and you say in your application, I want to spend Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is coming up in I don't know. I don't know whether it's October or November in Canada. I'm still trying to wrap my head around Canadian holidays, but I know in the US it's Thanksgiving is around November or something. But you say, hey, I want to spend Thanksgiving with my friend Abu in Canada. The government isn't going to just give you the visa because you mentioned the name of a permanent resident or a citizen or whatever. But they're gonna be like, okay, we want to be sure that there's a relationship between you guys, and that Abu knows of your plans and is in support of them. So that's where the invitation letter comes in. It's only relevant where the reason for your visit has to do with visiting a particular person or a particular organization. So let's say Life Church in Calgary is hosting a conference, and they've invited you as a speaker, or they've invited you as a delegate at their conference. Then that invitation has to be written down, and ideally to immigration, to say, hey, we have invited this person to be a delegate or to be a speaker at our conference, and yeah, please assist him or her in the visa application process, whatever the case may be. Okay. So that's where an invitation letter works. And if you're going to be staying at someone's place, then it means on the second requirement on the funds, you can show potentially less funds, because imagine if you're spending a month in Canada staying at a friend's house or a relative's house, then your accommodation costs are going to be much lower than somebody who is going to be spending 3 weeks in a hotel or in an Airbnb. Okay. So that's the advantage of being invited by somebody. It just it lowers your costs for visiting Canada. Of course, it has to be someone whom you have a relationship with, somebody whom whom you'll be wanting to visit in Canada. So, but if you're coming to Canada and your reason is I want to spend 3 weeks camping in the mountains, then you don't need to visit anybody. You don't need an invitation from anybody. The government is going to say, hey, let's see your invitation from somebody who lives in Canada. I'm like, hey, I don't know anybody in Canada. I've got my own money. I've got my ties to my home country. I've got enough money to spend 3 weeks camping in Jasper. Yeah, I'm going to rent a car. It's going to cost me $3,000. I'm going to rent a trailer, whatever, or a caravan. I'm going to book whatever this campsite. I'm going to do these activities. They're going to cost this much. Show that you've done your research, okay? And show your itinerary as well to say, hey, this is what I'm going to be doing, and here's the money, and yay, boom, you'll get the visa. Of course, if you meet all the other requirements. So or if you say, I'm coming to watch the Oilers play the Flames at Rogers Place in Edmonton. Yeah, my tickets booked. I'm going to be staying at the Marriott. Here's my booking. Never finalize anything before the visa is actually issued. But you can book. That's allowed. You can book as long as, try to make sure that you're able to cancel and get a refund if applicable. But hey, I've booked Marriott. I've have my tickets. I'm going to be flying in for 3 nights or 4 nights or whatever the case may be, and I'll head back to wherever I'm coming from. World Cup is going to be in Canada in a few years' time. yeah, I'm coming to watch the World Cup games in Vancouver, right? So nobody's gonna be like, oh, who do you know in Canada? No, you don't have to know anybody in Canada. If you're coming at your own behest, nobody has invited you. So that's what I can say about that process. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment section. I'll be able to answer them as best as I can. If you haven't subscribed, guys, I appreciate your subscriptions. Subscribe, push that button. It's free. I don't think I'm ever gonna charge people for subscribing to my channel. Turn on notifications, don't miss out. See you in the next video.